seminar. As an independent sales force, we have an outstanding corporate team backing us up. And I would like to thank Linda Castillo for being an incredible mentor at our fall retreat last October, and for always being a phone call away. Also, thanks to Sean Key for attending our Unit Club event in May, where minds were shifted and careers changed. It's not every day that a company in the direct selling industry gets to celebrate 50 years in business. Mary Kay has only stayed in business for half a century, but has continued to prosper and expand around the globe. Our corporate leaders and our sales force should be congratulated for maintaining the integrity of our founders' principles: faith first, family second, and career third. All that is the right field of overrule. Our current executive team should also be commended for protecting and improving the viability of our marketing plan over the years. The Mary Kay opportunity remains one of the best ways for women to earn a great income while enjoying the freedom and the flexibility of working from home. Mary Kay was just one woman, but she was a woman who believed that other women deserved better opportunities in the business world than she had experienced. She dreamed, planned, and created a company that has enabled each new beauty consultant to say, I can do this. I can sell this product and build a team. I can create a better life for myself and for my family. In 1963, my future husband Dan and I had just turned 3 years old. We hadn't started dating yet, but that was destined to happen at some point in the future. 63 was a momentous year in our company's history. As a nation, we were involved in a war in Vietnam and a civil rights movement here at home. Turn on your radio and you can hear songs by the Beatles, Buddy Holly, and the Drifters. I need some water. Turn on your TV if you were lucky enough to have one, and you could watch new episodes of Andy Griffith, Dick Van Dyke, or General Hospital. Gas was 29 cents a gallon, and a loaf of bread cost less than a quarter. Zip codes were being used for the first time, and AT&T unveiled this revolutionary touch-tone phone. Sadly, an assassin's bullet took the life of John F. Kennedy, our 35th president, just a few blocks away from this arena. While I was a 3-year-old running around on my parents' dairy farm in Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, Mary Kay Ash was making plans to start her dream company. On Friday, September 13th, against the advice of her attorney and accountant, she opened the doors of Mary Kay Cosmetics. The fact that our paths would cross 23 years in the future remains one of the most serendipitous blessings that I can't fully explain. Well, maybe I actually can. In 1986, my husband and I were living in Madsen, Wisconsin. Dan was in his 4th year of teaching at a small private Christian school, and I was working a couple of part-time jobs to supplement his salary. We had 2 little kids, ages 1 and 3. We lived in a small home rented from my parents. I worked part-time as a secretary for a man from our church. I was running an errand for him one morning in the fall of 1986. I stopped at a print shop to copy some reports, and as I stood by the copy machine, a woman walked in the door. She looked at me and I smiled, and she smiled back, and then she said the words that would eventually alter the course of my life. She said, I think you'd be really good doing what I do. I had seen her pull into the parking lot in a pink car, and it dawned on me that I knew who she was. I said, oh, thank you. I do know who you are. She said, you do? And I said, yes. I said, you're my Mary Kay beauty consultant. She said, I am. That short exchange should give you a clue as to what sort of customer I was. I bought and wore so little makeup that she didn't even know I was her customer. Turns out Kathleen Koplanis was a sales director who lived only 3 blocks from me. Long story short, a couple weeks later, she politely and persistently convinced me to give her a chance to tell me about the Mary Kay opportunity. She came over and the two of us sat at my kitchen table for an hour. During that time, she explained all the benefits of being an independent Mary Kay beauty consultant. To be honest, the only benefit that interested me was that I could earn an extra $70 a week. That would allow me to quit my second part-time job as a cashier at a nearby farm implement store where I was told to wear a smock with the name Vicky on it. And I came home each night smelling like a tiger. I was very nervous and I wondered if I really could sell and make $70 a week. She asked me, "Are you teachable?" I said, "Yes." She replied, "If you do what I suggest, there's no reason why you won't be able to make an extra $70 a week." That was all I heard, and it's all I needed to know. I signed my agreement on the spot, and the rest, as they say, is history. The simple goal of earning $70 a week was vitally important to my success. I really did need extra money to buy Christmas presents for our kids. At Kathleen's suggestion, I booked 12 parties with my friends and family. During my first week of business, I held 4 parties and 1 facial, and I sold $682. That was a lot of money to us back then. My husband was impressed, and I gained confidence that this was something that I could be great at. From the time I signed the agreement to when my inventory was delivered, to the day I started holding appointments, being a Mary Kay beauty consultant was unlike any job I had ever had. Most of you know what it's like finding and starting a new job. You're nervous about the interview. You're unsure if you'll get hired. And when you do get hired, you're curious about the hours you're going to have to work and the expectations that will be placed on you. You may or may not be satisfied with the pay that you've been promised. You may have to arrange childcare and drive back and forth. The list goes on and on. None of these things happened to me when I became a beauty consultant. I did what every new beauty consultant should do. I listened to what my sales director suggested. And I went and I observed 3 parties with her. I studied company information. I practiced doing makeovers on my husband and his brother. They had haircuts and all while they watched the football game one Sunday afternoon. And then I got busy. My biggest fear was to run out of bookings. So I became a master at booking parties from parties. I held 102 parties my first year in the business. I learned the use of my first Mary Kay career car after attending our first seminar in 1987. And I debuted as a sales director in May of 1988. As a sales director, my schedule was pretty much the same for the next 12 and a half years. I made calls in my office every Sunday night. During the week, I spent a part of each day in my office. And Monday nights, I conducted my sales meeting. Tuesday and Wednesday nights, I held selling appointments or traveled to one of my areas for meeting a guest or guest event. Thursday nights, I made follow-up calls. Every single guest got a call from me. Friday night through Sunday at 6 p.m. were reserved for my family. We hung out. We went to sporting events and attended church on Sunday mornings. I never tracked my hours. I absolutely loved what I was doing. And I was determined to keep moving up the career path. You see, my purpose in this business has never changed. My first goal was to be able to buy Christmas presents for Rachel and Jonathan. Over the years, my family's most important contribution to my success was allowing me the freedom to work as hard as possible in order to take full advantage of the company's compensation plan. To this day, I believe my success in this business and Dan's role as a parent were both strengthened by my consistent work schedule. My daughter Rachel shared a story with me not too long ago. In March, Dan and I took our family to Italy for 10 days. We've been planning this trip for a couple villa in Tuscany, and from there we took trips to Pisa, Rome, Venice, Florence, some of the beautiful cities that Dan and I visited on previous top director and national trips. Dan rented a 9-passenger super diesel touring van that we nicknamed Michelle, and we hired a private tour guide in different cities to take us through the cities. We got lost 2 or 3 times every day, but we still had a ball. In fact, when we left the airport, what should have been a 45-minute trip to the villa turned into a 3.5-hour nightmare. After getting lost 3 times in Florence, stopping for directions twice, asking a cab driver that didn't speak English where we should go, and then getting stuck in a muddy ditch during a downpour of rain, we finally made it to the villa. At one point during the trip, Rachel looked at me during that 3.5 hours and she said, "I wasn't nervous coming with you two because you've traveled all over the world with Mary Kay." She said, "I can't believe you don't know where you're going." I looked at her and I replied, "Well, that's because it's our first trip out of the country without Mary Kay travel." Before we left, Jonathan had posted something on Facebook about the upcoming trip. One of Rachel's friends from high school saw it and asked her, she said, "Did I see on Facebook that your family's going to Italy?" And Rachel said, "Yes." And her friend replied, "You Madsens are so lucky." My husband and I chuckled when we heard that, and here's why. When Dan was still teaching during my years as a sales director, we both worked very hard. He would take the kids with him to school each morning, teach classes all day, and he coached year-round. He helped with before-school supervision, recess duty, lunchroom duty, after-school care. He was president of the PTA for 9 years and was on the church's board of elders for 6. In the meantime, I continued working at my normal weekly schedule. At one point, I got a comment back from somebody in our circle of friends who knew our schedules. "Poor Dan," that person commented. "Poor Dan works so hard and then has to spend all that time with the kids. Poor Dan." It didn't bother either one of us that somebody questioned how we spent our time. The funny thing is, my kids were home with me all summer. They were home 2 weeks during Christmas break, another week during Easter vacation, and we always took them on a break trip somewhere. And remember, I was my own boss and in charge of my own schedule. Every time there was an important event at school or a sporting event I wanted to see, I arranged my schedule to be there. Was I at every game? No. Still, all 3 of our kids managed to thrive in school, sports, and life in general. I'm sure by now you're all feeling sorry for poor Dan. After all, he was able to retire from teaching at the age of 42, which gave him the freedom to complete 2 Ironman triathlons. I exercise only because I like chip dip. There was no other reason to do that. He wrote and published 3 books, and he got involved in a couple other business opportunities. In addition to that, he's traveled with me, Mary Kay style, for the last 26 years. As you saw this morning, I've been blessed to earn $9 million plus in Mary Kay commissions to date, which, by the way, is his money too. So it went from poor Dan to you Madsens are so lucky. Actually, luck didn't have much to do with it. We needed more, we wanted more, and we were willing to do the work. I'm confident that everybody in this arena has a great reason for being here. I'm hoping that each of you has a significant purpose for achieving success. If you don't, your first order of business this week is to identify that purpose and clarify some goals. My purpose has not changed in 27 years. I want to be able to help provide more for our family, and that still motivates me today. Believe me, that purpose will continue to motivate me until the day they drag me off the stage when I debut as an emeritus. The theme for seminar, One Woman Can, is simple. Yes, it takes on deep significance when applied to each of you individually. I was fortunate enough to be able to spend time with Mary Kay when she was alive. I can't tell you how many times I heard her say what I consider to be her most inspirational words. During our visit to her home at our first seminar, when I told her I wanted to earn the use of a Mary Kay career card, she took me by the hands. She looked me in the eyes and she said, "You can do it." When Dan spoke to Mary Kay at an event in Dallas about me becoming a national sales director, she looked him in the eyes and said, "She can do it." If Mary Kay were here today, she would look each of you in the eyes, no matter what you want out of this business, and she'd say those same words to you. You can do it. If you want to earn a little extra money, you can do it. If you want to earn the use of a Mary Kay career card, you can do it. If you want to become a sales director, you can do it. If you want to travel next year on the top sales director trip, you can do it. If you want the position of national sales director, I believe you can do it. 50 years is a long time to be in business. I am thankful every single day for Mary Kay Ash, who against all odds decided to open the doors of her great company. I am thankful for her unique understanding of what motivates women. I am thankful for the marketing plan she put together to compensate her independent sales force for their efforts. I am thankful that I have water. I am thankful that I've had the chance to share this journey with my national area, my husband, our 3 children, our extended families, and you. Have you ever heard anybody say that in order to make money in a direct selling company, you have to get in on the ground floor? Well, to me, that's nonsense. You see, in Mary Kay, when you wake up each morning, you're on the ground floor. It's been that way every day for the past 50 years. What are you waiting for? Is there any reason you can't add more income to your family's budget? No. People, is there any reason you cannot add more income to your family's budget? Is there any reason that you cannot have a new Mary Kay career car sitting in your driveway? No. Is there any reason you can't follow the lead of those who have gone before you? We can do it. Can't hear you.